Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Y'all, it was so great to see so many of you this past weekend when we had our season opener, and it was a little comical because it became very clear very quickly what these three plants that y'all were the most interested in, because these three plants, man, they were flying off the shelves. So if you happen to have a shade garden, or you just want evergreen structure, or you want flowers in early spring, then I am going to share with you these top 3 selling plants that flew out of Creekside here this past weekend, because there is certainly grace in gardening, and we want you to grow, bloom, and thrive not only in life but in your gardens as well. So without a doubt, probably one of the #1 sellers this weekend were these guys right here, the Hellebores. So your Lenten roses, we have just a great supply of them, and we've already sold out of one of the cultivars. It is already gone. And because these Hellebores, Lenten roses as they're commonly called, are great evergreen perennials for your predominantly shade garden. So here in the South, these are definitely going to be filtered sun, morning sun, but they need a break from the hot afternoon sun. This is the perfect time of year to choose your Hellebores because they are in bloom, and you can see exactly what they are going to look like in your garden for years to come. So there's Pink Promise, there's the Maddie Marble right here, and I will say too, it is quite chilly this morning. Well, it's not even this morning, this is afternoon. We've got water on here and it's frozen. And these Hellebores are still blooming. They still look great. This is the Mary Marble. So Hellebores, again, we love them, especially this time of year, because they're one of the very, very first perennials to bloom in your garden. And then the Picotee. The Picotee was also very popular. But they are very long-lived perennials. So this is going to be a smart choice if you do have that shade filtered sun garden that you're looking to add interest to. Like, look, this was the Plum Promise, I think it was. It was a double bloom. It's gone. So she's gone. Here we have the Ice and Roses. This is just rose, Ice and Roses rose. And great option for you because the pollinators love it. On the warmer days, we had the honeybees that were all over here just going to town, going in them. And so you're going to put these in, you can put them in a container. You can put them obviously in the landscape. They do really well. Like I said, for many years. These are not going to be an aggressive spreader. Penny's Pink is one of my personal favorites. She is gorgeous. So they're not going to be aggressive spreaders. Some of the old-timey versions would set a ton of seeds. These newer cultivars do not. And then we have Jacob. The reason that you would want Jacob is because it is like a pure white. And y'all, this is the earliest blooming Hellebore. Ours started blooming like in November. They tend definitely to be deer, rabbit resistant because they have very tough, leathery leaves on them, and the critters do not like them. So that makes a great addition to those shade gardens if you have problems with critters coming in and trying to eat your plants. So this is one that you're definitely going to want to add to your garden now because you can see them in bloom. And this is just one gardener talking to another gardener. This is definitely Hellebore season. So once this is over, we're not going to be able to get a ton of Hellebores. So if you've ever thought about adding them, now is the time to do it. All right, so Hellebores, Lenten roses, definitely a top seller this past weekend. We got 2 more to go. What do you think it is? Let's go find out. All right, so #2 on the list, without a doubt. I like to say this is Mimi's plant, right? The Aspidistra, the cast iron plants. Oh my gosh, I have never seen such beautiful cast iron plants available from our growers. So to all the growers, thank you so much. So let's talk about it. If you're not familiar with Aspidistra, one, this is definitely a southern plant, which is a good thing that we're in North Carolina, right? Because these are for my fellow gardeners here in the South. roughly in zones 7 to 9. These are shade plants. They are also great house plants. So this is spectacular. Spectacular, this is in a 1 gallon. We also have it in a 3 gallon. Let's just come see, this would be like the baby plant. So over here is the exact same plant, but it's a more mature plant in a 3 gallon. So you can see the difference as far as age and the size. So this is what your spectaculars are gonna look like as mature plants. Obviously, it's pretty clear how it got its name, right? So why do you want Aspidistra? How can you use it? First of all, if you have a lot of shade, okay? You have a lot of shade and maybe you want the lowest maintenance plant that you're not gonna have to water, you really don't have to fertilize them, you just kind of plant them and forget them and the deer leave them alone. Aspidistra, that is the plant that you want. So we have the spectacular, right? And then we've got multiple other ones. So this is the, I forget which, oh shoot, I forget the name of this one. So this is, it doesn't really have a clear name on it. Still has the specks on it, but you can see that they are much lighter. The foliage is a lighter green. It almost looks like you've dropped, I hate to say it, but like Clorox on it, and it's kind of just bleached it out just a little bit. So you've got these guys. Then we have got Tiny Tank. So Tiny Tank gets its name because it's very short, right? These are 3 gallons. These are the prettiest tiny tanks I have ever seen, but very short, stay in that 12 to 18 inches tall. So these are great in containers. You can put them at the front of your border. And then you have got Hercules back here, which I love. Jerry, I don't know if you can come. There's a one that shows it really well, but it almost has a light stripe in it. The wind is not our friend right now, y'all. When I'm telling you it is cold, whoo, it is cold. But it has this variegated stripe in it that is beautiful. Nice, big, huge leaves on them. So again, you want to plant these in the shade, underneath the trees. When we were in, where were we? Alabama, thank you. Mississippi, Alabama, that deep down south, you're gonna see tons of Aspidistra planted underneath the live oaks. Mimi has great success having hers planted underneath the pine trees. Gorgeous, evergreen structure, tons of color, deer resistant, you name it. This thing is a fantastic plant, and they were flying out of here on Saturday. All right, one more left. What shall it be? Let's find out. All right, the definitely big, huge seller this weekend. One of my all-time favorite plants for the shade. What is it? Ha ha ha. The beautiful native Paisley Pup Lakotha or Doghobble. Y'all, now I know we have this in the full sun. This is winter sun, it's okay. Paisley Pup is a beautiful evergreen shrub that is going to be basically like 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. Gorgeous colors on it with the creamy yellow, white, the green, it has the pink. It is going to bloom. The bloom will remind you of like a pieris bloom on this. Like I said, it is a native shrub. It is hardy in zones 5 to 8. Going to have that most of like 4 to 6 hours at the most. If you're in a zone 5, all day sun, no big deal. But in the warmer zones, definitely filtered sun. I have this in multiple locations in our gardens, both at the house and here, and it is gorgeous. The one at the house that I had in a container, y'all, for over a year is massive. But this is a beautiful plant. Notice also what container is it in. That is right, it is part of Proven Winners Deer Proof line. So not only are all 3 of these best sellers from the weekend, are they not evergreen? Yep. Are they gorgeous? Yep. Are they deer proof? Yep. So there you go, because a lot of times people, especially in the shade, struggle with deer and rabbits. So these 3 plants are going to be a great option for you. They're going to solve that problem. Evergreen, flowers, pollinators, native, deer proof, you name it, all of these are going to handle it. But y'all, let me just, like, when I speak the truth to you, we had 40 of these Paisley pups right here. We have less than half of that right now. So they were going out of here because this is a relatively new shrub on the market. Within the last couple of years, it has come out and it has been wildly popular. And so when we see it on a wholesale list, we try to grab as many as we can, but they sell out super fast. So if you're thinking of coming to the garden center this weekend on February the 28th, and you're on the fence about Paisley Pup, go ahead and get it, because I don't know that it's always going to be available for us to have available for you. So this is definitely one that has had a scarcity issue in the past because it is such a fantastic plant. And once people get it, then they're like, I want more, and they keep coming back and trying to grab more to put it into their garden. All right, my friends, so just as a little, you know how much I love putting containers together, right? So we were about to open at the last minute on Saturday morning, and I was running around like a crazy woman because I could not have my wheelbarrow empty. I had to have some beautiful color in it. So I grabbed these plants and made this arrangement. Now, these are not planted, they're just sitting in here. But this is a great example. You could literally take these plants and put them in your landscape. But these were all the best sellers. Minus one because it didn't get a lot of attention. We didn't talk about it yet. We're going to talk about it right now. This is Orion Elysium. So Orion Elysium is going to be another native shrub to the southeast. It is evergreen, beautiful, really dense foliage to it. It will do these beautiful white star-shaped flowers on it. It's the coolest thing ever. 3 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and it will do that sun to shade. So very, very adaptable. So the Orion is here on each side in the back. And again, these would all play really well together. You've got that Hercules Aspidistra here to give you some height. Then we've got the Paisley pups that bring a beautiful contrast of colors, really complement each other really, really well, because you've got the dark green specks from the Paisley pup that match the Orion. And then, of course, we had to come in with some Hellebores. And these are I put 2 of them in there to beef it up. So this is the Penny's pink. And then again, though, you've got the pink from the Hellebore in with the pink of the Paisley pup. So this is like a landscape in a very tight little package right here. So I have no doubt that we will be sold out of these top 3 sellers, if not this weekend, but the coming weekend, because these are gonna go super, super fast. And Orion, I'm gonna have to grab my Orions before y'all come and get yours. But I would love to know, what do you think is going to be our top sellers this weekend? So you have seen the nursery tour that we did before. It was like 40 minutes long. It was a huge one. What out of that, along with maybe some other things that you know we have here at the Garden Center, what do you think those top sellers are going to be? We would love it if you would put it in the comments below. But as always, we hope that you have found this fun, informative. We offer gorgeous plants to our customers here in Dallas, North Carolina. Come on out if this is the time to be landscaping, adding these gorgeous plants to your garden. So if you see these and you're like, but Jenny, I am great at killing plants. Honey, that's okay. That's what we specialize in. We specialize in teaching and educating you how to become a better gardener. So we're going to help you. We're going to hold your hand through the whole process. If you have any problems, just let us know and we can help you problem solve what's happening in your garden. But as always, we've had a fun day with you. It's freezing cold. I'm going to go back to the house now and make a nice hot coffee. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you on Saturday, February the 28th. And then starting in March, we will be open, of course, Wednesday through Saturday. See you next time, y'all. Bye, friends.